Hello, everyone. I'm Randy Murphy, epidemiologist and director of disease surveillance at the Mobile County Health Department, here to give you our brief Wednesday, March 3rd update on the COVID-19 pandemic. So, as we discussed yesterday, Alabama is nearing 500,000 cases of COVID-19, and today, for the first time, they're reporting more than 10,000 deaths from COVID-19, so 10,029 deaths from COVID reported by the state health department today. In Mobile County, we received reports of 68 COVID-19 cases yesterday. That brings our cumulative number to 36,357. One additional report of a COVID death, bringing the number to 738. And the cumulative number of people hospitalized with COVID increased 5 to 4,670. I've been asked a couple times, that apparent doubling from, 28 to 68, more than doubling in one day, does that have any meaning? I'm going to look into it, but it's probably just sort of natural ebb and flow that we see from day to day due to sort of fluctuations in, people visiting testing clinics and visiting the doctor and that sort of thing. But we'll take a look at that and let you know. Let's see, the number of people hospitalized yesterday with COVID, down 9. So now we're less than 70. We had 66 people in the hospital yesterday with a COVID-19 diagnosis. So that's real good. So remember that, the indicators are moving in the right direction, but we are still not where we could be with continued personal responsibility and due diligence for carrying out those prevention measures. So again, get vaccinated when you have the first opportunity, because all the vaccines are really good in preventing severe disease and death. And wear your face covering, wash your hands, keep your distance, and avoid gatherings. We've been getting some questions from the media and from Facebook followers asking about, what do we expect to happen at the end of the week when the statewide mask mandate expires on Friday, March 5th. There are states around us that some of them are lifting mask mandates, some are re-upping. And do I have any sort of insights or 8-ball predictions about what's going to happen with the Alabama statewide mask mandate? Public health officials everywhere, in government, in academia, healthcare, are hoping that the mask mandate will be extended. It certainly would be helpful in helping us keep the numbers low, particularly since we have the variant on our doorsteps. And, it would be great to keep the numbers low for several months, maybe going into summer, so that we can avoid another big peak like we saw last summer. So I hope that it will be renewed, but I don't have any prior knowledge of what's going to happen, or if any changes are going to be made. So we will not be doing things like some people have asked, will we restrict travel, like from Texas, for example, since Texas has lifted their face covering mandate, their mask mandate. Will we restrict travel, and we will not be doing those kinds of things? Again, we'll just have to wait and see what the governor decides for the state, and we will fall in step with that guidance. But we will continue to ask for your your due diligence, your personal responsibility for helping us control COVID transmission, to keep it as low as we can by protecting yourselves and your family to the extent possible. We still have a fairly high rate of percent positive. I think statewide our percent positive is at 9%. And that is above some of the very early thresholds for kind of returning to normal. We're still seeing, people hospitalized, still seeing cases. We're still seeing outbreaks, which is a really important thing to remember, that gatherings and indoor settings where distance cannot be maintained are just ripe for clusters and super spreaders and outbreaks of COVID. And those are really difficult to identify and investigate and stop unless everyone is continuing to take responsibility for those public health measures, wearing your face mask, keeping your distance, avoiding crowds, staying at home if you're sick, that sort of thing. Okay, let's see. Just want to remind you today we have conducted a second dose clinic at our 8 Mile location for folks that were vaccinated there on February 3rd. Tomorrow, March 4th, we will be providing a second dose vaccine clinic at our Citronelle Family Health Clinic for people who were vaccinated there on February 4th. So if you were vaccinated at the Citronelle Family Health Clinic on February 4th, please return to the same location between 9 and 2 tomorrow to receive your second dose and complete your vaccine series. It's always really exciting to be helping people complete their vaccination series and get both those doses so that they can get the most protection that they can get from that vaccine. So I think that's about all for now. Stay tuned. If we hear anything from the governor's office, we'll repost it on our Facebook, and we'll talk about it tomorrow if it happens, and if not, we'll talk about it on Friday. So take care, everyone. Be safe, and we'll chat again tomorrow.